Press it first.
Yeah, place it first. Because I need to
Focus.
get the angle right.
Okay.
And then, okay. Okay, great. Okay, great. So stay there. Don't move.
Okay.
Go in the right place. So what will happen is the rules are very simple.
Okay.
You just look at the camera for a few seconds after I introduce you. I'll just talk to you and you just have a conversation. That's it. Now, and then what happens is that you can raise your voice so that the audio can capture it.
Okay.
So the drilling as well.
Okay.
And at the same time, if you are not comfortable with some of the questions I ask, you can just say no comments and then I'll just move on.
Sure.
Okay?
Sure.
So, you ready?
Sure.
Ready?
Let's go.
Just look at it again for a few seconds. Hi, welcome to the National Prince Choice Online News. I'm Robin Stienberg. Welcome to my show again. And today we have a special guest with me this afternoon, and that is none other than Mr. Bernie Tay, who is the founder of Fat Boys, the burger bar here in Singapore. And he has established the burger bar known as the Fat Boys in Singapore and Malaysia for the last couple of years. And now we're going to find out more about his success, his life story, and as well as the secrets of how any entrepreneur could establish a great success story like Mr. Bernie Tay. Bernie, welcome to our show again.
Thank you.
You have wonderful burgers in Singapore and Malaysia, and a lot has been said, by the burger itself. It's one of your secret recipes. Now, tell us, how did you come up with this concept and the idea of setting up a business known as Fat Boys?
Well, I had a lot of influences. I've been working in the industry for a good many years, at least 16 years as an employee, working for various restaurants. A lot of my influence comes from there, mainly with a very well-established brand. I think a lot of people know it's the Hard Rock Cafe. So a lot of my influences, a lot of my training, a lot of my skills are derived from American cuisine, American food, and stuff like that. So Fat Boys, the burger bar, is actually quite natural when it comes to when we had the idea of setting up our own restaurant. So 3 years ago, 2009, me and my brother decided to put some money together and say, hey, come on, let's do it. Let's set up our own restaurant. Instead of working for people already. So we the idea that we came up from was something that we want that's comfortable with ourselves. What we always like, what we always want to do, what we always think that will be ideal in a setting like Singapore. So that's how Fat Boys the burger bar came about. But why burgers? Some people might ask this because that's our favorite food basically, and we think that it's staple enough that people can come almost every day to eat. And it's also something that we have experimented a lot in before, and from our influences, from our overseas experiences, we gathered that we could create a lot of difference in the restaurant as compared to many of what is already available in Singapore. And that's how Fat Boys came about, basically.
Wow. Now, what kind of risks did you foresee and experience when you first set up Fat Boys? Did you ever expect a failure as well?
Oh yeah, I think the risk factor is there in any businesses, right? So we went into the business not knowing how it will fare, right?
You never run an F&B before.
I've never run a business before.
Okay.
I've worked for a lot of employees before, but I've never run my own businesses before. So this is actually 3 years ago. It's a very fresh thing to me. I've learned a lot as I went along. And basically, like what you were asking, there is a risk involved. We know that, and there are chances of us failure. But we were prepared. We were prepared to put in our all, and that's what it's going to be, right? If it's going to be just a lesson learned out of the whole exercise, then it will be a lesson learned. But it turned out otherwise. We become a little profitable after a while, and that just balloons and that just snowballs into what we have already today. So it was a very well taken risk, if you ask me.
Now, speaking about risk, how much did you and your brother invested in? Mind if I ask this question?
The exact figures, it's about, okay, when we took over the shop at Upper Thomson, which was the original Fat Boys that we had, the figure came out to about 150k Singapore, because we had to refurbish the whole outlet because we took over from a pet shop. So there was a little bit more investments in actually reinstating it to look like a restaurant. A few fixtures and fittings were not available, so we had to add the stuff. So yeah, the figures were about 150k.
And how about the recipes? How do you guys manage to come about creating a burger patty and recipes and all that? Did you actually consult a chef, or do you guys just reinvent it yourselves?
Well, mostly it's from my own influences, my own training, my own experiences that I've gathered over the years. But of course, and being in the industry for so long, I have a lot of friends, right? And a network of chefs and experts who are very well learned in this.
So you save on consultation.
Yeah, more or less, yeah, basically, because that's the advantage of being in the industry for so long, right? As opposed to someone who's from a different industry coming to set up a cafe, which is happening a lot in Singapore right now. Yeah, so yeah, based on that, the recipes came about, and it's all original. It's original in the sense that most of it came from ideas that we have. Yeah.
So are the beef patties? Are they handmade in your kitchen?
It is handmade in the kitchen.
Really?
It
wow.
Is,
and are they air flown, or are they chilled, or are they frozen? What kind of meat do you use?
We fly in a beef from Australia. We particularly ask for a cut of beef that's not readily available, mince. So we had our supplier bring it in for us, mince it, and then supply it to us. So basically, that's.
So they're chilled and fresh.
They are flown in chilled, and then they're freeze before they mince, because they need to be a little hard before they go into the mincer. Yeah.
Okay. So you guys actually marinate it and
we season it. In-house.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Now, how long does it take the whole process to create a beef patty for you?
Well, we go through a lot of patties every day right now. Yeah. Well, on the average per day, each outlet we run about 300 to 400 patties a day.
Wow.
So every day the production is made every day. So it takes about 2 hours for about a couple of guys to roll out the patties in the morning. Yeah.
Wow. So how early in the morning do you guys start work on the patties?
Depending on the operational time, is about 2 hours before we open the restaurant. Yeah.
Now, moving forward, about customer service, are you very particular about customer service? And what is customer service for you? Means for Fat Boys?
Well, it's a lot based. Fat Boys itself, it's a lot based on the attitude, a lot based on the personality, and it all evolves around what I believe as in customer service itself. Like I said again, I've experienced in this industry for that long, and I bring that experience with me, marry it with my personality, which has a lot of attitude. I'm street, I'm really street. I'm a really street person. You look at the decor in the restaurants, you look at our logo. It tells you we have an attitude.
Oh yeah.
Basically, so that spells a lot on what we actually are, right? It borders a little on arrogance, really, and it borders a lot on some attitude, because we don't claim to be the best. We don't claim that we have the best restaurant. We don't claim we have the best burger, but we know we do a good burger at a very good value, and rest of all with if you call it service, it allows you to customize your burgers. With our burger bar. If you look at the menu in front, you get a choice of what you want as a bun, what patties you want. We have 5 different patties, and we have a whole array of toppings such as bacon, sun-dried tomatoes, grilled bananas, a long list of sauces as well, like chipotle sauces, curry remoulade, and things like that. So you come in to Fat Boys, and you can have a different burger every day for the next month. You know, that's the kind of service that we provide for people. You know,
And when did you realize that customers like a customized service that you're providing?
When did I realize? I think I realized that all along. You know, people generally, I think, you know, people generally likes to basically build their own, whether it's a burger, whether it's their own house, whether it's the toilet that they're building, whether it's anything at all. So you know, anything that can be customized to their own liking, I think generally people likes that. And you know, you fit that into a burger, and that's how you get the burger by itself. I'll give you an example. Subway, right? It's interesting connotation, but what you call it? They do somewhat customized things because you get to choose what you want to put in the sandwich itself. So so Fat Boys somewhat has been compared a lot to Subway. I don't know why, but we have been compared a lot to Subway because you know it allows we allow people to actually customize what they want on their burger, what patties they want, what type of bread they want on their things like that. So that's somewhat similar to the popularity of Subway at this time.
Well, now moving forward again, customization, customer service. What kind of strategies did you actually apply to your success today? You know, because did you actually advertise about your establishment where you first opened, or did you actually rely on word of mouth? What sort of strategies do you use to market your
Really, honestly, we don't have a strategy because this, you know, when we first opened, we were a lot focused on how we want to churn the food out to people and how we want to give the value out to people. Eventually, we spent zero on marketing. We really have never paid for advertising in the last 3 years, if I can recall. A lot of it is through social media, which is a big thing right now, right? Through things like Facebook, social media websites like this. So it has grown. It has grown somewhat through a lot of internet blogging and food websites, like a lot of local food critic websites that has featured us a lot along the way, and that has basically helped us along to gain some popularity locally. So if you call it strategy, that's basically what we have done over the years.
How important is social network today for your business?
Extremely, because I think that's the core direction of where our business has formed. We have relied on social media from day one. Right, and that has itself has helped us gain the kind of popularity because everybody is tech savvy now. Everybody is what you call it, web savvy at this point. So everybody has a Facebook account. So that's the reach that we think at that point, you know, we can reach out to a lot of people, and that has proven so far. You know, using that form of media to reach out to people. So that's really important.
When you mentioned you use Facebook to reach out to the audience, how did you do that? Did you actually spend any money on Facebook to advertise your brand, or did you actually get friends to join your Facebook just so that they could viral network to all the other friends?
Yes.
How was it done?
I know a little about paid advertising on Facebook, although I've never used it. We didn't think we need to pay for advertising because we have a strong network of friends, and then virally, as you mentioned, you know, from friends to friends, you know, the word of mouth has gone through, and that has built us a bit of a client so far. So yeah, we have really not used paid advertising on Facebook yet.
So how many friends do you have right now today on Facebook?
On Facebook, if I can recall, it's about 2,400. on our Facebook group. Yeah,
Well, that's very good, and very healthy too.
it's decent. It's decent. Yeah.
So now going forward again, strategies towards for your future plans and for Fat Boys. But before we go further, do you had any problems when you first set up Fat Boys? Did you and your brother had any problems with trademarks, patents, and all that using the name?
Not at all. We patented. We didn't patent. We trademarked our logo 2010, and from there it's a registered trademark from there. So yeah, really nobody had came to us and said, "Oh, wait, you're not fat." Not really. Yeah.
So it's by luck. So
Yeah, somewhat.
so now going forward, what kind of opportunities does Fat Boys have in mind in the next 5 years? Are you looking at opportunities like franchising your brand and also expanding your network to other parts of Asia?
Currently, we have outlets in Malaysia, which is a JV, which is a joint venture with a Malaysian partner of mine. And from there, the modus operandi right now, okay, it is franchising. We are coming on to a franchise platform where we want to market the brand regionally. Not just the food service concept, but we are also coming up with a quick serve concept kind of restaurant to be able to franchise to basically neighboring countries. So that's a couple of directions that we're going to.
And so about the expansion and all the great success that you have faced for the last couple of years. What about CSR? I heard that you guys actually give back to the society of some sort. Is that true?
We don't actively have a program, but we try and do a lot of community services around the neighborhoods that we have, through the churches, through the communities that runs events and things like that. So we have been supporting a lot of these events through food sponsorship and through activity that could gather some traffic into the Fat Boys itself, where we will sponsor dinners or lunches for meetings or for things like that. So that's not exactly a program, but we are actively constantly trying to keep up with contributing that way. Right?
Now moving forward again, what sort of lessons learned in establishing this business for the last couple of years that you have experienced so far? What are the 3 key points which other entrepreneurs could learn from you? And aspire to establish a good business model.
Right. Basically, in this business, I think location is key to where we are, to where we stand. Basically, it is also there are a lot of talk about high traffic areas. If you look at the locations that we are not exactly high traffic areas. We are more a destination-based area. So there has to be a synergy between what the restaurant provides or what the business provides, as opposed to what you are expecting as a client or the demographics of people that's coming in. So that's very key, in choosing the location for your business. And I think the personality that runs the business is also has to have a lot of synergy with the brand itself. Like I said, there are some what you call it, brand and the way I run the business, the synergy of it. So that's another key area where people have to really focus and really think about what they really want, in the businesses for them before they really put out into it. Otherwise, I think we really don't follow a strategy. We really don't follow a business model, and we have just let it do things the way that we think is good for our clientele. So yeah, it's very freehand, somewhat.
Now, what about creativity and innovation? It seems that Fat Boys, is looked upon as a very creative and also very innovative Western cafe. Is that true? You guys actually reinvent yourselves every now and then?
So we try to keep up with trend, right? We try to study what is actually is trending in the market currently, and as close as we can, and not what you call it, betraying the brand itself. We try to do things to meet people's current needs, right? Yeah. So that's I wouldn't say we are very creative. You know, we got our own advertising strategy. If you look at the things that we have, that's advertised in-house as well as on social media. We tend to be a little anti-established. We don't go, the regular commercial way of advertising. So that's basically how we do things like that.
Great. So now, before we go, what would be your advice, or probably you have a code that you live by daily, that has actually seen your success?
Well, I go by a very simple quote. If you want to do it right. Otherwise, don't do it at all. So whatever we put our decision into, whatever we decide to do, we make sure we do it right. In the sense that we like it, our clients like it. Otherwise, we won't do it at all. We won't do things for the sake of doing it, basically. Yeah. So if you want to come up with, create a burger that goes out, we make sure people like it. Generally, not just to create something just for the sake of creating it. So that's a very simple quote that we live by.
Now, if you have failed this business, what would you do?
I would try again. Learning from the mistakes that we have made from before. Whether to tweak, certain aspects of the business, or whether to tweak the menu, for example, we will try and make it right again.
Really?
Yes. Financially, if we are financially capable of doing it.
Okay. So from the beginning, you and your brother were prepared to lose $150,000 if to.
Well, we were really prepared to lose $150,000, but it's savings that we have. We didn't take a loan for it, right? So yeah, we were ready to bounce and lose that $150,000 if really the case was that.
Well, congratulations, Bernie, for your success.
Thank you.
And joining and also for joining us here at the National Critics' Choice Online News. And I'm Robin Stienberg. Thank you for joining me here at the National Critics' Choice Online News. And now that you know who our fat boys are, and they're not fat, but they're prosperous and they're doing well with their business because they believe in what they do is the right thing to do. And don't forget, it's a risk worth taking for. It's a risk worth trying. Once again, I'm Robin Stienberg. Have a great day and a great week ahead. Don't forget to pay a visit to the Fat Boys if you are in Singapore. Thank you.
Thank you. It's getting a little warm here.
Oh yeah, sorry. I think it's the interview. Yeah, the intense stress, I think. Sorry about it.